A 94 Chevy Caprice.
94? Oh, five.
And he's got some big wheels that don't fit. "26" by 10 in the rear, 26 by 9 in the front. And we got a short in the rear again. Let's get it. The middle float. Oh. This is the look he's going for. Which looks pretty clean. So we got to cut the axle down to 57. So about 2 inches and 3/8 off each side of the axle. And we're going to pull the axles out now. We already had them out. Pull them back out. Right now the rear end's out. So what we do is we pull the rear end out, get the wheels up in there, and measure from center to center. And then mark what we got to take off of that axle, or the rear end. Pull the axles out, do the math, and then we're going to send the measurements off to Moser and have them make new axles. Spoke with them today and they said 2 days to make them and then they ship. So I thought that was pretty quick. Melvin also gave us adjustable control arms, so that'll help push the wheels exactly where we need them once the rear end's back in there. So that's where we're at now. Chop shop. All right, we got the 2 3/8 cut out of this one. Gonna weld it up, and then we'll start on the other side. All right, we got this side tacked up. Gonna weld that up solid. Move over to this side. Cut out the 2 3/8. Bevel it, tack it, weld it. Melvin does have a set of gears coming for this. We're gonna put some 410s in it. That'll really help out with these. The tire overall is like a 32-inch tire, so this will help get it out of the red lights. All right, it's all welded up. Mountain brackets are welded back on. I'm gonna degrease it, pressure wash it, just throw a coat of paint on there for him. And that's it. Order the axles, and he's got a gear set coming, and I put 410s in it. So we'll be waiting on the axles and throw it back in. Threw a little coat of paint on her, but right there's about where we cut them. Re-welded them. We actually had to remove the bump stop bracket, cut out half of this bracket, welded it in, welded that bracket back over that, so you got some extra support there. Same on this side. End up shortening them 2 3/8. So called Mosier, gave them all the measurements. They'll have those shipped next week, and we'll be ready to throw it back in the car. We got the car sitting over there. Whenever we get the axles, we'll roll it back over, throw it on the lift. This is where we're at with, keep wanting to call it an Impala, the Caprice. Got the extended bars on there, adjustable tops. You pull that shock out. We got new shocks for it. We've got our axles in. Those came in, I think, Thursday. Pretty quick. Order them. Takes them 2 days to build them, and then they ship them out. We also got our gear set going with a 410, I believe it was. 410 gear set. So we're gonna pull that out. Put the gears in. I need to get outer bearings and seals. He was supposed to grab those, and I haven't heard nothing on those. So outer bearing seals, put the axles in, and throw the rear end back up in there. So far, that was pretty much it. Just narrow the rear end. Each car's gonna be different, you know, with your back spacing on your wheels and your adapters and everything. We had to chop out 2 3/4 of an inch off of each side of the axle. And I might have to trim this a little bit. I hope not, but we might. Which the owner is like, go for it, you know, make them fit. I really hate chopping bodies, but we'll see. So let's get started on that. All right, we got one in there. The other one. Now, we got this airline fitting kit where usually everybody puts them. Tag. Oh, that looks good. That's where you're gonna supply your air. Got some nice AC Delco air shocks. Route your lines, ran it up through the frame up there, across the top of the tank. Same on this side. You want to be not near your exhaust for sure, especially if you're dependent on those to clear. Those go out, you're gonna be scrubbing. So that's pretty much it. Tidy this one out. Goes up into the back there. All right, let's get this, we'll start doing the gears. Roger's on his way. He's grabbing outer seals for me. We got bearings. And throw that together. Throw that back in there. That's how they used to ride them back in the day, lifted like that. So, everything's back in. Tank, rear end. We ended up, I don't know if I got footage or not, but we sat it on the floor with the factory springs. And the lip was here. We were going for the tuck. We wanted to be tucked up in there. Yeah, they look forward now because it's free hanging. Once you put the pressure on, the axle goes back. You'll see in a second. So the lip was right here. And I called my buddy. I said, hey, I actually stopped by, picked up the front wheels. We got the front wheels on. Minor trimming, those fit right on. And I said, we got it in there, test fitted, and the wheel wells are like level with the rims, but I know you want them tucked, I want them tucked. So he got a hold of some bbody springs, and we got those in, and it's where we want it. We got air shocks on here, don't need them, but they're there. That's pretty much it. Cut and narrow it. Each car is going to be different. We did what? Almost 3 1/4 on this one? 3 1/4 off each side, which you're limited. There. And then wheel to frame, which we actually, you can see there. We actually ran into a deal. We got the rear end back in, and we realized that the rear of the car, the frame was twisted. So we actually dropped the tank, dropped everything back out, and straightened the frame out. But that's it. Narrow it up. We did change the gears, went with 410s. That way this car will move with these wheels. Got everything back in. We did the adjustable uppers, the extended lowers, G-body springs, narrow it, 3 1/4, and you can tuck them. You can tuck them. We did have to, that was like that already, but we did have to shave the fender back a little bit and just slide the trim back. But other than that, come out nice. So now we're gonna set it down. We haven't set it down with the fuel tank in it. Throw all the fuel back in, and she should be really squatting. If it's more than we want, we could air up the shocks. But looks pretty good. And those are factory springs in the front. It looks like we got a lift kit on there. Carolina squat. That's how he wants it though. Let's see how this side looks. So for the front, a little minor trim in there. And your little bug guard down there, a little trim in there, but fender's good. Bumper's good. If it was me, I would lower the front. But I guess this is the look these guys are going for. Same trim here, little trimming in the back. And in the back, they just bolt on. You don't have to do nothing back there. I wish. So all we got left is put the trim guards, put the trim back on, and tighten everything up. Need to put the fuel system in. So it's probably gonna go down a little bit more. Put some weight back there, Roger. Oh yeah, that's what he wants right there. Cool. And that's how she's sitting. No rubbing. We got the airbag in the tires. We got like 50 pounds, 55 pounds. All right, that's how it sits. Just did a test drive down the road. No rubbing. Got the lips tucked up in there. No air in the shocks. So if he was to load this up with people, he could add some air in the shocks, but even squatted down, no rub in the back. That's a wrap. I'm gonna go put the steering wheel on for him. I would lower the front a little bit if that was me. But that's it. All right. He's about to be here any second to pick it up. We're gonna see what he thinks about it. A lot of guys out here, they're charging $3,500 and up. And I tell you, it's worth every dollar that they're making. So we had to shorten the rear end, do a little trimming. The front is factory springs. I would, if this was me, I would drop that sucker about 1 inch, and it would clear it, maybe 1.5 inches. G-body springs in the back, just because with the factory springs, no air in the shocks, it was almost as high as the front, and that's not the look they're going for. But cool build. Melvin, a buddy I used to work with, he did his thing with it. So one thing to remember is with these fancy steering wheels is you better put that sucker in the shade, because I put a temp gun on it earlier. It was like 135 degrees. Sucker's hot. Well, I'm gonna finish cleaning it up before he pulls up.